Welcome to the Athlete Shine Radio podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Moszewski, and I'm joined by wide receiver Logan Gamble from St. Anthony High School in Long Beach, California, who has committed to Cal. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Staying healthy, training, and enjoying Christmas break.
Okay, that's good. Let's jump right into this. Simply, why Cal?
Cal has always been my mom's dream school for me. Both my uncles went to Cal for graduate school. Both my grandparents on my dad's side met at Cal and both did undergrad at Cal Berkeley. It's like in the bloodline, and also just the great academics it has. It's close to home, but it's not too far. And it just has a great atmosphere and a great coaching staff and a great football history that I would love to be a part of.
Yeah, you said it was a dream school, and I read that somewhere. When you visited, did you have the same feeling, and was it even more?
Yeah, it was more than I expected. I had gone on a couple of visits before, but on this visit, I just knew it was the right place, and as soon as the visit was over, I committed.
A question I'm interested in knowing is, Coach Sonny Dykes' name was kind of floating around. Did that worry you at all this year?
Well, it worried all of the commits, and all of us committed to Berkeley because we love the coaching staff, but we love everything else about it too. But the coaching staff is a big part of it, and if he were to leave Berkeley, I think a couple of other people's minds might have changed, but mine probably wouldn't have, because I didn't commit to Coach Dykes. I committed to Berkeley. I just want to be a part of that program.
And you were just talking about how other commits would and not. I read somewhere where you said that you've been talking to other commits, and you said this was really important. And the other schools you weren't talking to, like Arizona, people who were going there. Why did you feel that having that contact was important?
Well, we have a group chat right now with all of the Cal commits, and we actually got a new Cal commit today, so we're all supporting him, and everybody was excited about that. But we have 20-something Cal commits, and we're, I think, 3 or 4 away from fulfilling the 25. But it's awesome because we're all from different high schools, and a lot of us are in the same Southern California area, and so we're all kind of competitive, and we all have the same interests, and we get to know each other before we go up there in June. And it just helps you know, like, what you're committing to, and for, like, other schools like Arizona, San Diego State, Virginia, there was no Cal group chat, so I knew, like, what the school was. I knew their program history. I knew what kind of play style they did. I knew what I was going to offer as. I knew the coaching staff, but I didn't know who I was going to be playing with. I knew who they were as people, but I didn't know, like, what type of person they were. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense. You want to be comfortable with others. I totally understand that.
Exactly.
I've also another reason that you were really interested in Cal, I read, was that the position. You're set up as an inside receiver. And at UVA, Arizona, Washington State, Nevada, they didn't really have you at that position. Why do you feel most comfortable with that position?
I had offers at 5 different positions throughout my recruiting process. I was a 3-star outside linebacker, 3-star D-end, 3-star tight end, and a 3-star wide receiver. And so I had schools looking at me to play almost any position. I don't know. Arizona was for defense. Washington State was for defense. Virginia was for defense. I had a couple wide receiver offers. None of them were too big. But Cal was the only school that offered me as an inside receiver. And I like the type of offense they run. And I like the scheme that they do. And I think that I fit in there perfectly with Tony Gonzalez coming out of there. And just being able to mismatch the smaller safeties in the Pac-12.
And during this season, high school season, you were getting recruited by, like I said, many schools. Did this ever overwhelm you, and how did you get through that, if it did?
No, it never overwhelmed me because I never saw it coming. My first offer was the day after Valentine's Day about a year ago, and I just remember getting a message saying, call me. So I called them and I got my first offer, and ever since then, about every 10 days, I would get another offer and another offer and another offer. And so it started piling up, but it never overwhelmed me because I was never like, oh, this is where I need to go, and I was never really getting debated between different schools because I just wasn't so sure yet. Like, I hadn't even thought about going to school or even filling out an application yet. So it had never even became, it was just always in the back of my mind when I'd be playing and people would say, go Wildcats, or they'd say, go Aztecs, just trying to kind of make their choice for me. But I knew when Cal came along that that's where I wanted to go, and there was some tension there with other Pac-12 schools that wanted me to play, and there still is some tension because they still want me to decommit and go to their school. But I'm pretty happy with where I am.
And looking into your first season, what would you say your goals are for Cal?
My goals are for Cal are to get playing time early, to stay healthy, and just to have a great experience there and just embrace the moment for as long as I have it.
And, one last question here. For Cal football fans listening, what should they expect from you? Just describe what type of football player you are.
I'm an athletic, long, smart, unorthodox. Unorthodox is how I describe myself because I've never seen a player play like me or have the same kind of play style like me. But I do it right. I don't make mistakes out there on the field. I'm always where I need to be and making the balls I need to. And I'm a playmaker. That as well as I'm just a playmaker.
Hey man, I want to thank you again for taking a little time out of your night to do this interview, and definitely good luck at Cal.
Yeah, thank you.